Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangs.
And I'm Cyan.
And Cyan have no idea what this video is about.
Not really, no.
So you of course know what it's about because you clicked the title. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun of Cyan's expense here because he doesn't know yet why I brought him in here, why we're making this video together. Do you have the slightest clue what this might be about?
I mean, if I had to hazard a guess, I think this is about the 1-year anniversary of me having worked for you.
Fuck, you're too sharp. It was gonna be a surprise. He guessed it.
I just made a thank you post in Fort Mangs. So
yeah, okay, right. Okay, well, you're right, Jake. We have been working together for 1 year. Not entirely sure if this like the date today, but it's around today. I went back and I looked at the interview process, and it was around today when when I sort of accepted you at the very least.
Hooray.
So it's around 1 year. And so I was thinking, this video is actually going to be split into 2 parts. So for the first part, I was going to do this on my own, but then I figured, you know what, it's a lot more fun if you join with me, because then we can get a designer's perspective on things. We are going to go back to 2012. We're going to take a look at my first thumbnails that I made myself. And we're going to laugh at how bad they are.
I don't want to be mean.
You can be mean, it's alright.
Sweet.
And then, for the second part, I'm going to count down my top 5 Cyan thumbnails that he's made on the channel. So, of course, in case you don't know, I mean, there might actually be some of you who don't know. The thumbnails that you see on this channel, they're not made by me, they're made by Jake. He is my designer. I think every YouTuber who does YouTube somewhat seriously owes it to themselves to get in touch with the designer and have them make thumbnails, because you may think your own thumbnails are good, but the reality of the situation is you're not gonna be as good as a designer. You are not. And while good thumbnails doesn't necessarily equate to a lot of views or, you know, positive reception of your video, I think that I kind of think of it as painting a house. It doesn't really have a practical purpose, but it looks pretty, and it tells everyone in your neighborhood that you take care of your house. And I view design and thumbnails the same way. You know, I think that if you have a professional look on your channel, it's going to look better for people who visit it, and it's going to show people that you actually take it seriously. And of course, I am very happy with Jake's work, and I think it's going to be interesting to go back and look at, you know, what I thought was acceptable in the past. And maybe have Jake review them from a design point of view. So, if you're ready to walk down the nostalgia line with me, Jake, let's
go.
Head all the way back to 2011. Let's take a look at the very first Let's Play that I did. Fire Emblem 6. Here we go.
Okay.
Can you see it?
I can. Let's play Fire... Oh, God. Okay, so for those of you who just were not on YouTube back in the day, not everything was 1080p. 4:3 was actually an acceptable ratio for videos.
It was,
so
actually.
I can't complain about this thumbnail being like a 4:3 crop. That's fine. It was a different time.
So what I would sometimes do, I'm not sure if I did it with this one, but what I would sometimes do is that I wasn't really aware of how to crop my thumbnails, so I would sometimes artificially place black bars on the side, and then just continuously re-upload it until it fit. I also used a specific site to add this text to an image. You'll see it later, because I forget to crop the watermark out in some of these. I will say though that, like, as far as I guess it's not that confusing to look at.
It's functional. Like, I know what I'm looking at. Let's start with the good. You've got a border around your text, so there is some like inherent contrast to text from your background.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
So that's good. The font kind of looks like you're playing Mario Party, so it's a bit misleading there.
Yeah.
And the red might be a little bright. Like we're going from Roy's hair to like Edelgard's thighs. It's too red.
So I think at this point, I still wasn't very aware of my colorblindness.
Oh, I forgot.
So the colors that I picked out were colors that I could see clearly.
Okay.
And I think that might explain the insane red that we see in this thumbnail.
It's very red.
It's extremely red. As far as thumbnails go, though, this is actually maybe one of the better ones I made back in the day, which is weird considering it was my first. Moving on, it gets a lot worse from here.
Lovely.
Fire Emblem 7.
Oh god. Oh god, I had this wallpaper. I had this wallpaper on my computer for years.
So,
oh god. This was like on the official FE7 site, and then someone from like, god, it wasn't even DeviantArt, it might have been like PhotoBucket or something, put a weird filter on it, and like made everything super high contrast and super desaturated except for red.
Yeah, so I think that what I did, I just googled FE7, and I just downloaded the first image I came across, and that probably was that DeviantArt thing. I have no idea how the white bar... I think the white bars you see on the side, I think they represent me putting them in there to try and get it to fit. But it's kind of funny, if you go to the actual playlist yourself, you'll see that the thumbnail, you can actually see the white marks on the side.
Oh.
So it looks horrendous, but... I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like I think I used the same, but I don't think I have the same outlay line of the text here.
You still have the same color and like stroke around it. Your sizing's a lot different. You kind of move things around as to not block Ellawood's face.
Yeah, that's true.
And like it's very functional. I can't blame you for using this image. It's still the if you Google search FE7 wallpaper, do this right now. It should be like the fourth result. Fire Emblem 7 wallpaper by Doom Dragon 103.
You're
Doom
not
Dragon
wrong.
103, you are the backbone of this channel.
That's
I had
very
your
true.
art printed and like taped to my wall as a kid.
Oh my god. So up next we have, again, this is an interesting one. So up next on the channel I played Tracer776, and I don't really know why I just put part 1 in the middle here. I guess I was tired of all the... I think I thought the Tracer logo would sort of speak for itself.
You're assuming that an English-speaking audience knew what the hell Thracia was.
It's even written in Japanese.
Even now, even with like heroes being a thing. Like, I don't expect people to know what Thracia or genealogy are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What I find most hilarious about this is that the part 1 isn't even centered, I think. It's slightly off to the left, which looks really weird.
Oh god, it isn't. I think you probably moved it to like not cover Nana's face.
I think, yeah. Poor Rip, I don't fucking know who it's behind the part. I think it's Glade or something? I don't know. It's like some weird-ass knight. Or it might actually be one of the tacticians. Dorias or something.
Oh, maybe.
Dagda's also covered, or somewhat covered. I don't know why again, I was not aware of my own color blindness at the time, which is why I'm using this awful color with the awful font.
You know, credit where credit's due, with a background like this, the super bright red isn't terribly garish. Like on the GBA Fire Emblems, because there's a lot of red and saturation in the background, the text just, it's a little loud and it blends in a bit too much, even with a stroke. Here, there's like distinct contrast. Granted, it's not like... I would not call this good. I would not call this good.
Anything positive about this image is completely accidental.
It's you. It's like luck is your thing.
That's very true. Up next, I played Advanced Wars, and yeah, it's... Notice the little...
Adtext.com?
Adtext.com.
What does adtext.com look like nowadays? Adtext.com.
I don't know.
It's still up and running.
Oh, wow.
If you want to make master thumbnails, go to that.
That's what I used. And, yeah, I don't even know what to say about this one. I guess I wanted to try a different font.
You were using this font for a while, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I seem to recall the name in my... I don't remember it right now, but I remember very vividly how this site worked. There was like a free option, and you could like pay to get additional fonts and also to remove the watermark. So I guess you can understand which one I used. I don't know. I guess I thought that it would be nice to not just have red text dominate my channel.
I mean, hey, it is progress, and you know what? You are technically using a double stroke, which is the laziest, and I don't say lazy is a bad way, like I do this too. Double stroke is the easiest and kind of laziest way to make sure there's contrast between your text and the background.
Yeah, I know now. Outlining is pretty bad. I don't know. The watermark down on the bottom right corner. I think my justification for keeping it in is that the timestamp tends to cover it.
That's true.
So I was like, yeah, whatever. Well, we'll be fine.
Okay, but I have a question here. It's been a long time since I've like seen Advanced Wars 2. Is that really what the cover looks like?
Yeah, it's fucking ugly.
That looks terrifying.
It's one of the covers. It's not... I don't think it's the official one. This is from their webpage. Whoever drew this was not very good at drawing faces, I think. I think they were good at drawing tanks and guns. And then they... Like, I don't know what's going on with Lash's face. I don't know. Lash looks twice as big as Hawk on the right-hand side there. It's probably because she's closer. But the perspective just looks really bad.
Yeah, this is an image.
It's nightmare fuel, that's what it is.
A little bit.
So, you'd think, of course, that I'd get better. I think this is again, this next one really shows off the Tracia mentality here. We have, once again, the watermark and a title that absolutely conveys nothing to the audience.
So Fire Emblem Part 1, Fire Emblem... Oh god, that's too much no something.
I think I really tried to make sure that the Part 1 would look like it was part of the image.
You know, I can see that, and it's not bad. Like, you match the blues close enough. I mean, it's not like the inside of the Fire Emblem logo, but it feels coherent enough.
I don't know why I went with the curvature up though. It looks a bit weird with the rest of it.
Yeah, especially since the actual mystery of the emblem part is very tiny and right next to adtext.com.
Yeah, I even like how I included like the trademark in the thumbnail. That's nice. And yeah, adtext.com, always a stamp of quality. That really is it's how you wanna deliver your thumbnails, surely.
First step on your journey.
Next up, we have, I mean, to be fair, I think honestly the only thing I cared about here was the girls in the background.
Yeah, I'm getting that impression.
We still have the adtext.com.
Oh god, we do, but you know what? You're using higher resolution. This is like almost a 1080p thumbnail, maybe.
Progress.
So I'm gonna see if I can track down, because I feel like this is a wallpaper that just exists somewhere.
Oh yeah, I think...
Like, I've seen this as a kid.
Yeah, I used to... No, I had this on my Windows desktop wallpaper when I was in high school. So it's old. It's very old.
Yep, okay.
Pretty sure I got it from DeviantArt.
You actually didn't. This is an official wallpaper on the FE7 site.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can include this here.
Oh.
As far as Fire Emblem 7 goes, I was probably about as much of a nerd about it as you were.
Mm-hmm. You can see, though, that I've cropped away the Fire Emblem logo at the bottom.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the Armads in the Durandal, but nothing else.
Yeah.
But you can see at the bottom there's like the official Nintendo logo and trademark information.
I also really like how it's like three of the least important Fire Emblem characters together in the logo. I don't know why. It's like Luis, a character that honestly no one cares about. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. Carla, the character that almost no one
literally no one cared about until Heroes came out.
Yeah, and Sarah, who's at least more relevant than the other two ladies, but she's still in the background, which is kind of funny. It's a cute wallpaper, though. I like it.
I think they probably went for this because of the posing of the official art. If you look at everyone's official art, Louise is one of the few female characters that has like a straight-on view.
Mm-hmm.
And off the top of my head, I think like Layla, Lynn, and maybe Fiora would have that, but all the Pegasus sisters have a Pegasus in the background, so...
Yeah. No, if you want to have 3 ladies on the wallpaper, this is a good choice, honestly.
I'm sure you were happy about it.
I was very happy about it. Next up is my randomized Fire Emblem 6 Let's Play, which I honestly... I don't really know what went through my mind with this one. I like the image of Chlorine, I guess, and I put it on there. It's very lazy.
Yeah, it's kind of lazy, I'll admit, but you know what? We're not using just like official art or wallpapers or anything like that. This just looks like fan art that might have had you either like cropped out to have extra white, or I very much doubt that you cut this out yourself. So
No. I was very fond of that image, and I think it had a white background to it, and so that's why I made the thumbnail white.
Yeah, you know what? It's functional, and it shows that you have a penchant for blonde daughters of blonde ladies that you're already a fan of.
And the odd text watermark, of course,
Shit,
always
it's
there.
still there.
It's still there.
God, you
could have cropped it out easily. It didn't.
Did you not have Microsoft Paint? Did they not have Microsoft Paint over there? Can you just just scribble over it a little bit?
I vividly remember how I would make my thumbnails in droves. So how I would do it is I would go, because here's the thing, adtext.com don't really allow you to save your progress.
Okay.
You need to load in an image every time you're there. It doesn't remember your settings. You have to set everything up. So what I would do is I would go into adtext.com, I would make the thumbnail, and I would go part 1, save. Part 2, save. Part 3, save. Part 4, save. Part 5. And sometimes I would do it until I didn't want to do it anymore, and I'd have to like guess how many parts I thought that Let's Play would be. I think for this one I made like maybe 50 parts in one night, which would take about, I don't know, 30 minutes maybe.
Okay.
And then, if I then played past 50 parts, which I'm pretty sure the randomized Let's Play actually passed that, I would have to go back. As a result, I think if you actually go to the Let's Play randomized Fire Emblem 6 Let's Play in the playlist, and you see there's probably a bit of a difference between part 1 and like part 60, because I had to recreate it from scratch.
Well, you know what? Let's check. Alright, so it starts on September 29th. Okay, we're up to 2015 now.
Oh yeah. These might not be in chronological order, honestly. There's some ones here that I might include that are from a little earlier on. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, thank you for not including a playlist in the description. Very helpful.
Yeah, you know, things that sort of people take for granted now are not things I necessarily did back in 2015.
Okay, so you have 79 parts here. So
that was a long-ass Let's Play.
Really
That's
was.
a very long one.
Okay, so let's see if I can find a difference. So it looks all the same up to like you know what? It looks pretty close. I think you might have made Fire Emblem 6 a little bigger past 50.
Yeah, no, I think 50 sounds like a number. So I would make 50 parts and I'd be like, that should be enough. But for this one, I had no idea how long it would go on.
Oh, well, I'm impressed. You know what? On part 71, you removed Chlorine and you put Idun.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I remember I did that. Yeah, I was like, maybe thumbnails should be varied.
Perhaps.
Let's try that.
God, and it's not even like horny Idun. It's like covered up lady.
I think the reason why I did it was because I lost the Chlorine. I think I lost it because I probably at that time, you see, back then I didn't have a lot of money for computers. So my uncle, who's a bit of he enjoys building computers from old parts he finds every now and then.
Yeah.
So he would build me a computer. So my uncle was pretty good at building computers, but because he used old parts, they wouldn't last very long. So I remember like maybe once a year my computer would break down and I'd have him build a new one for me. And I wasn't very good at backupping my stuff. So I'm pretty sure what happened was my computer broke down. I lost the arch. I didn't know how to find it. And so I was like, shit, I need 3 more parts for my Let's Play. Let's just put Idun in there. That's what I think. Not sure though. Anyway, let's move on to this one's it's simple, but it's pretty bad considering like contrast things.
You know, I see what you were going for here. I really do. You were trying to match the inside, like the inside of the Path of Radiance logo. You added a little white stroke around it to imitate the rays of light, I guess, coming out from it.
I don't know, man. I think I just randomly clicked stuff until it looked appealing. I don't think I had much of a thought process behind these.
Okay, so you do have addtext.com, so that's a few points off.
It keeps popping up.
It's in stark white compared to our very black background, so it's a little hard to hide.
It's very noticeable.
A little bit.
Oh.
Good. I think it might actually be centered, or close to it. So there's some progress.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
And I guess it's red? It's red and black, you're matching color schemes.
That's true, that's true.
Good job.
But I still think that it's hard to see what part it actually is, considering thumbnails are usually pretty small.
Yeah, I'm being charitable. This is a... It functions. This is a technically functional thumbnail.
Yeah. Well, speaking of not very technically functioning thumbnails, you'd think I get better at this stuff, because this isn't that long ago. But this...
Okay, so we're implying that you did this after what? What was it? Project... wasn't Project Malaga.
I mean, it's translated, yeah.
Okay, so after that was done.
There's just so much here.
It's very busy. Like, okay, so you have Let's Play in the top left-hand corner. Then below that, you have Fire Emblem. Like, with enough of a break to let you know that, okay, Let's Play and Fire Emblem are two different ideas. And then below that, with an equal or maybe even greater break, you have Heroes of Light and Shadow.
Which is the most bloated title ever. I hate that title.
God, I think the literal translation's worse.
Yeah, it's really long.
Part 1 is then on the right side. It's not aligned with anything. It's just sort of there.
No.
And then Maniac difficulty, I guess it's just in the corner. Again, it's not really... It's not by anything. It's not close enough to any other text to be like, okay, this is Maniac difficulty on what? Oh, the Let's Play game. What's the Let's Play game? Maybe Fire Emblem Part 1?
I think the only thing I was concerned about here was not covering Marth.
Well, you know, in an era where Smash Bros. Melee exists, I feel like you could have found different art for Marth.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. This is the official art, I think.
It's definitely an official wallpaper, but...
I will also say that I know this is not a critique of the thumbnail, but man, anyone who looks at this thumbnail will think that Marth has like a brother or something. Chris looks way too similar to Marth in this image.
Yeah, I don't know why they gave him blue hair. Chris isn't important.
No, he sure isn't.
Like, if anything, giving him, like, brown hair would make sense as his isekai light novel protagonist guy.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, what's kind of funny is that now we're starting to move into the Fates era, which is sort of, I think, just about the time when I started using a designer for my channel. And what annoys me the most about this one in particular is that this is actually one of the most watched videos on my channel.
Is it Camilla's tits? It's Camilla's tits.
This is Camilla's tits. And
I knew it.
This thumbnail will for always haunt me because it has over 100,000 views. Now, sure, Camilla's tits will bring the clicks. That is something that I learned. But god, by damn it, at least I didn't keep the add text watermark in this one.
Oh my god. I didn't even know you had add text in the previous one too. Okay, so is the implication here that you gave Mina these, like, the font, like, okay, here are your fonts, here's horny art, put them together, don't put the text close enough to make sense, just, like, throw it on. It's the Mangs branding.
No, I made this.
Oh.
No, we're making fun of my thumbnails.
Okay,
No.
Alright, well, in that case, I could be mean. Wow, text does not flow. So we're going from left to right, then down. We're going, like, we're starting in the top left, then we're going to the right. Alright, Fire Emblem Fates. Then we're going down, Conquest, okay. It should probably be closer to Fates, given that it's the subtitle. And then Itty Bitty, okay, Classic Hard. Doesn't really stand out from the background, but we can't cover Camilla's lovely face or titty seatbelt. And then, you know, part 1, just in the bottom left-hand corner for some reason.
Yeah. And I think the next one is actually the last one I did on my own, because I'm pretty sure by the time I came to Revelation, I think that's when I started doing my thumbnails. But this is really... It's one of the final ones I made, and honestly, it's the one I'm the least happy with. This is my birthright
Holy
thumbnail.
shit, this is terrible. I'm sorry. Holy shit, this is terrible.
Here we have the... Not only is the ad text watermark back, but I don't even know... This... I think
It's just... Did you just Google, like, wildfire?
I think this is like a stock photo of a fireball.
Definitely
going off.
is.
It's just Hinoko there because he's in birthright, I guess.
Yeah, she's technically in birthright to some degree. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. So you know what? I'll give you credit. You definitely followed the line of action of Hinoka's spear. Fire Emblem Fates and Birthright Classic Lunatic are aligned with her spear, so you know what? That's good design.
Not sure if that was intentional or not. Probably wasn't.
Look, you probably didn't want to cover Hinoka's face or other assets, I get it.
No.
Part 1 is still... It's even smaller than it was in the Camilla thumbnail.
Yeah.
So,
and the one is very far away from the part.
Oh god, it is.
It's really bad. And I think this just proves how, like, little I evolved over the years. Like, I pretty much used the same site from start to Fates. I guess I just wasn't very keen on learning new things. I was just interested in playing Fire Emblem.
You know, I can respect that. I mean, ultimately your content is what people come for.
True, but I must admit, seeing that Camilla thumbnail at 100,000 is, it does kill me a little bit inside every time I see it. I almost want to ask you to redo it, but it feels like a relic of the past at this point that just shouldn't be touched, you know?
You should not touch Camilla's teddies, you are correct.
Yep, and just, you know, just ending it off. This is kind of a joke, but leaving it there.
Oh, it's beautiful. It was beautiful. See, this is intentional shit posting.
This is intentionally bad. This was back from my great meme war with Mecha, when we made videos making fun of each other. How things have changed, am I right? But it doesn't really count, because I intentionally made this look bad on purpose. But it's not really that far away from
Honestly, given that no one knows what Mecha looks like, I mean, he's obviously Devon, but I can't really say that your depiction of him's inaccurate.
I don't think I was actually depicting him. I was just depicting... Because his original Pitfall series is like a cavalier stumbling into a pitfall.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was just like depicting a guy falling into... Because Mecha doesn't really fall into pitfalls himself. He talks about other people stumbling into pitfalls. This is just like an average Joe playing Fire Emblem, you know?
Ah, yes. An average Joe. My favorite Fire Emblem character.
So that was a trip through memory lane, watching my horrible thumbnails. But now, I'd like to end this, because this video is centered on Jake.
Oh.
Seeing as, you know, this is our 1-year anniversary. I'm going to count down the 5 best thumbnails I personally... Like, I know I'm not a really good judge of character here, since, like, we just watched what I can do. And I should never be allowed to critique art in any shape, way, or form. But I still have lined up 5 of my favorite thumbnails that Jake has ever done in the year that he's worked for me.
I'm curious
Starting
what
with this
be.
one. Number 5, we have this one.
Oh, lovely, that one.
So, a lot of you may not have seen this one, because we actually took it down. Yeah. I kind of regret it. I'm tempted to just go and put it up again. So this was a shitpost I made about Pursuit Critical Coefficient. That's a stat and ratio that multiplies crit rates. But the thing is, I don't remember exactly the context, but in some sort of official localization from a Heroes page or something, they called it something else?
Follow up critical coefficient.
That's what they called it. It was from some manual or something, which then becomes fuck. And Marita is on there because she has the highest fuck in the game alongside Fergus. Now, so someone on Twitter got very mad over this. So we're like, ooh, Mangs puts cropped porn in thumbnails, very problematic. And they made like a shitstorm over it. And I just wanted to see, you know, okay, these annoying idiots that cry all day on Twitter, what will they actually do if I listen to them for a change? So I told Jake, hey Jake, go put Fergus up there instead. And I contacted the guy who made the shitstorm, and I was like, hey, I changed the thumbnail, and I just wanted to see how would they actually react if I listened to them for once. Completely ignored it.
Great.
Didn't give a shit. Moved on to the next controversy. Didn't even bother to reply. So yeah, that was a fun little experiment. Tempted to just put this up again, just for the hell of it, honestly. You know, probably will after this.
I'm glad to see that my work hasn't gone to waste of cropping out anime titties.
I at least wanted to show it. It's a funny thumbnail. Next up we have this shitpost that we
oh god, it's still low. Why is it always the thumbnails where I have to spend like 30 minutes cropping out semen?
So this is a shitpost I did where I basically compared Camilla to Donald Trump. I'm not even going to explain that one. You'll just have to see it for yourself. But I don't know. I don't know what the combination of Orange Man and Camilla's cropped porn titties just create a cocktail that is very unpleasant to drink.
Yeah, a little bit.
But still, there's something very captivating about this thumbnail that I really, really like.
God, I remember it might have been you. Someone posted it to the subreddit. And, like, the comments were all, like, God, like, you know what? I saw this thumbnail, I'm not even gonna watch. And then someone commented below, like, actually, no, this is a pretty well thought out argument. Because when I was making this thumbnail, I'm like, oh God, what the fuck? What are you doing? What is this gonna be? And when I watched the video, like, you had a point. It was essentially, there's no such thing as bad press. We're yelling at Camilla, but we're giving her more attention.
Yep, pretty much. That was the essence of the shitposts.
And the reply to the comment complaining about it was just, I don't care. It's just, I don't care. It's gross. It's bad. I don't like it.
We all hate Camilla, but you know, we keep talking about her, and she keeps getting more alts. Next up is a thumbnail that I didn't want to put it on here, but I know everyone's gonna talk about it.
Oh, I know what this one is.
You know what this is. This
my favorite thumbnail.
I think if you were to make this list, you'd probably put this on number one.
Number
I know you
one.
have a lot of fun I thought you'd have a lot of fun making it at the very least.
Oh, this is great.
So I'm still a bit mad that I am the girl in this picture, but you know, didn't really have any artistic control over this. But yeah, this is from the video where me and Mecha basically discuss FE4 pairings that we want to use for our LP. And for everyone asking, it's gonna come out once Three Houses is done. And once we're done with Golden Era, we're gonna continue with FE4 Generation 2. And actually see these kids that we spent so long planning out.
You know what? I'm gonna point something out here. The little text there, it says interesting.
Oh.
Yes.
As an interesting maneuver?
You did pull an interesting maneuver in Mon Mecha.
Moving on.
God, I love
this one. This one is particularly enjoyable for Norwegian players because this is not something you would notice unless you actually see it close up. This is the King and Queen of Norway, which is a very cool detail, honestly. It's not something you would notice if you're not Norwegian or if you don't look at it close up, but this is actually, this is King Harald and Dronning Sonja. And this is from a video where I played Fire Emblem in Norwegian, which is still to this day one of the weirdest things I have ever done. Because it's just not something that I'm used to doing. But I don't know, it's nice. It's just, you really captured the Norwegian spirit in this one.
I learned a bit about Norwegian politics. I put a nice landscape of Norway superimposed over your flag. It's beautiful.
Yep. We like our king and queen, even though they're completely redundant and serves no practical purpose. We still like our king and queen. And up first, this is actually the reason why Jake even got hired.
Oh. This
is the first thumbnail that he made.
Yes!
This is actually this is what made you, what got you your job.
I love this one.
You can really tell. I can really tell you put a lot of effort into this one.
I tried to. I very much faked my ability to do my job well, and I think I pulled it
How
off.
so?
Oh, a lot of work. Well, not really a lot of work, but a lot of layers to this. You've got a screenshot from the video of Cecilia getting bonked by Zephiel for no damage. I actually I opened up a ROM of FE7 and like I changed all the values to, because you'll notice that like magic is at 30 and she's a general.
Yep.
I think this was like a Nino or a Pent that I just completely buffed up to max stats. So that's wrong.
Yeah.
It's just,
it seems like it. Yeah. Because I'm not sure if these are her caps. I don't think so.
they definitely aren't. Not for Valkyrie, and probably a general definitely doesn't have a 26 speed cap.
No.
We've got the Virgin and the Chad meme superimposed with her icon from Heroes and the Air Caliber. And we've got her art from like the anniversary book. Like a lot of layers. I'm not sure I'd use that many layers, but I was trying to impress. I was trying to make you think that I was good at my job.
Yeah,
and the trick worked.
Still fooled me to this day.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. When I was hiring a new designer last year, I think I got around 20 to 25 good applications that I narrowed down to 10, which I called, and I had Gast, Mecha, some other friends look over the various thumbnails that people submitted, and this was the one that they all universally agreed was the best one. When I showed it to them, they were like, "This is by far the best. You should get the CyanYoh guy." So I think if it wasn't for this thumbnail, I mean, there was one or, to be fair, out of the 10 people I called, and to everyone who like was actually one of, like, if I have some of you watching today, no offense, there were only really 3 people that were like someone I would consider hiring. But there was another one that a lot of my friends liked, which I was super close to hiring.
Ooh.
So it was a very close call between you and someone else that I don't remember right now. But because of this thumbnail, and because all my friends liked it, I eventually landed on you. And I'm very, very glad I did.
How's it going?
So, yeah, that was a trip down memory lane, looking at awful thumbnails, and also rounding it off with some good thumbnails. And I would like to say, Jake, I'm very happy to have you as my designer, and here's to another year of working together.
Indeed.
And, well, we'll see what we do next time. Until next time, guys, please go follow CyanYoh on Twitter. Sub to his YouTube channel. I'm sure, always nice to get a couple extra followers if you haven't already. And I'm gonna make Jake edit this video now because I'm lazy. So, bye.
Yay. Toodaloo.